Hello and welcome to Sweepy Tales. This is your friend Radhika, and today together we are going to enjoy a Panchatantra story called the Talkative Tortoise. Well, why wait? Here we go. Now, once upon a time, there lived a tortoise in a beautiful lake. He was very talkative and used to talk all day long. Two swans also lived in the same lake, and the tortoise used to talk to anyone, including from a tiny ant to a huge elephant. The tortoise and the swans became good friends. One year, there were no rains and drought occurred. Hence, the lake in which both swans and the tortoise lived dried up, and no water was available in any nearby lake. All the rivers and lakes dried up. There was not a drop of water to drink for the birds as well as the animals. Now, many birds and animals felt a lot of difficulty in that scorching heat. Therefore, many animals started to move to other forests in search of water. Faced with the same difficulty, the swans, who were best friends of the tortoise, decided to move to another lake. The poor tortoise felt very sad to leave the company of his best friends. And why should he not feel sad? Because he cannot fly like his friends. How far could he walk? So he asked both the swans, "Can I come with you?" The swans agreed and decided to take the tortoise along with them. The swans told the tortoise that we will hold the stick in our mouth and you latch in the middle of the stick. But please do not open your mouth and talk. If you do that, then you'll fall down and hurt yourself. The tortoise understood and promised his friends, the swans, that it would not open its mouth while in the air. But the swans were worried, as they knew that the tortoise was very talkative and could not keep quiet for a long period. The three started the journey, and the swans again warned the tortoise not to open his mouth at any cost. The tortoise was very happy to see the beauty of his land from the sky. They crossed mountains and valleys. Everything looked tiny, and even the huge elephants looked tiny from the top. As the swans and tortoise crossed a village, the people in the village were very surprised when they looked up. Now, they never in their life had seen a tortoise flying, hanging onto a stick like that. They started making a lot of noise, looking at the swans and the tortoise and wondering loudly what the birds and the tortoise were up to. The tortoise got a bit annoyed listening to the comments from the villagers and was unable to control his anger and anxiety. He opened his mouth without understanding the consequences, and it fell straight on a rock down below. Now the swans got very worried, and the villagers, they started running towards where the tortoise had fallen. The swans felt very sad but flew immediately down to check on their friend. But thankfully for the tortoise, the villagers were kind. They helped him a little and put him back in the water. The tortoise was very happy to find a new home, and the swans told him that he was very, very lucky to just be a little hurt and nothing serious happened to him. Well, my dear little friends, The tortoise sure was lucky that he survived falling from that height, and despite not listening to his friends, still managed to find a new home because of the kind villagers. But the mistake he made was that he should have listened to his friends because he himself could not fly. He was being carried by them. So the lesson that he learnt was that one should always listen to friendly advice, which he ignored and kind of got him into trouble. So always remember that. Till we meet next. Take care, keep smiling, keep having fun. Bye bye.